Right, we'll continue making these deadeye things. Got about another 15 or so to make. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, 15 to make the 42. That's of the A series. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, there's 4 different patterns of deadeye on this ship. Just get my pictorial instructions up. They use different size deadeyes and different size bracket things. And they've labelled them A, B, C and D. So, just so you can see what's happening here, I've got 2 cameras running. Take the birds off. Don't always come up this time. I'm not going to film all 15 of these. I just thought I'd do the first one this morning. Yeah. For some reason, there's a second burr on these one. This one, don't know why. Where did that come from? Okay, so we bend just there. Get a nice right angle. Put some heat on the soldering iron. So, one of these. It's almost as bad as when I unpacked it. It became a giant slinky. Have you ever tried to see the gap in a copper wire? It's the old magician's trick, isn't it? All the rings joined together. Okay, so what I do is you see there is a bend in the wire, but you can bend it back and then just squeeze it a little bit to overlap it. Not too much, but try and take the spring out of it. Then you take a deadeye and you pull the ring over the deadeye, squeeze it gently. If you squeeze it too tight, you'll end up squeezing the deadeye. So just trying to keep the deadeye in the ring and then pass that through right at the point where they all join. Now, I use my third hand, as some people like to call it. Just get it back into position again. Make sure everything's still together. Try and get it as close to vertical as you can. That way everything lies in the same line. Bring the junction back round to sit on top of this. What do you call that? To me it's a stanchion. There we are, there's a junction right on top. So from there I then put a little bit of solder flux, solder flux, whatever. Now this external flux just helps to keep the junction clean, so that when you touch it with a soldering iron, the solder flows better. Get your tip nice and silvery. A little bit of solder and gentle touch. Now, I'm going to try and show you this. You see how neat and tidy that is in there. And I've just realised that with this camera you can't really see what I'm doing. So I'll just raise you a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the, try and get it as close to there as you can. Nice little blob of solder. Don't need a mountain of solder. And you bend over that little bit and you end up with that. Now we've got to do another 14 times today to make 42. So I'll see you when I've got them done. Right guys, that's 42 of the A Deadeyes done. You know these all have to be painted afterwards. What I'll do is I'll build them all and then I'll paint them. So we'll have a mass painting session probably at the end of today. Okay, I'm going to have a pause now. See you in a few seconds. Yes, A's, B's, C's next. That'll be a job for tomorrow because I'm now going to go and watch some soccer. See you in a few seconds. 10, 12. There's going to be 3 left over then. So let's do that. Just take them out, put them on the side. Now I know how many I've got to do. And this sheet then can go back on its plate. Up there. Right. So hopefully you can see that there's... So I always count it at least twice. So here we go again. Little production line. I'll do one on camera and then I'll carry on and I'll show you when I've got them all done. So so these are going to be the C's. Yeah, the longer ones. Okay. Excuse the noise for a second. You don't have to use a Dremel grinder, but I find it works easier than trying to file the whole thing off. Now with these ones, you can see where on the thin part here, there is a joining sprue piece, whatever you want to call them, right on the tips. So you have to be very careful when you're taking that off. You don't want to go down through the thin tip. And you can feel with your hand when you've got rid of it all. Okay, so yeah, there's a very thin tip which we're now going to bend. there. It's got a sprue right in the middle, and that's the last thing you want. Okay, so we take a ring. Now, if you followed along so far, you know these rings were bent around a 4mm dowel, which made it ideal for fitting on a 5mm deadeye. Only these 4mm deadeyes, a bit smaller. If I try to look, you can see it'll fall straight through the middle. Good, but simple mathematics tells you that the difference between a 5mm deadeye and a 4mm deadeye at 1mm, circumference is pi times the diameter. So take off about 3 mils from the wire. Right. So having taken the 3 mils off, you've now got to bend it back to fit around a 3mm. Easier said than done, but I'm hoping you can see that I have got it. Right there. Just don't want the deadeye escaping, which is what the whole idea is. But as well as not wanting to escape, I want it to rotate inside. I want to be able to move the deadeye around once it's fastened in. So the biggest problem here is getting the deadeye to stay together. So now I need to look for the magnifier. Right guys, get it all in position, ready to work. So, I've got all these deadeyes all set up. What I need to do is to get my nails, 507 I guess is the nails. I've lost my chart that tells me what all the parts. Here it is. So 507. Nails. Yep. So let's find the nails. Found them. So what I also need is my little hammer. This is going to be fun, trying to hammer while it's on a stand. But let's try it with one and we'll see how we get on. Okay, some of these are going to need paint touching up on them. So the first one is an A, which goes in here. And then it has to be bent back a bit, so bend it back, and then this bottom bit has to be straightened out again. So, from what I can see, it's just inside. They've got it a long way inside that. Makes you wonder if you put it on the right place. But yes, that's... Now, they've gone to the extent of... they've got the cannon holes away. They're not the cannon hole. This That's when you find out how good your measurements and things are. Okay, that's the angle it's going to go at. So they've got it. They make a hole. Now I've got a problem here in that I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. They've got this up here somewhere. Little hole. Now, straight away, see my drill was broke. Not a very good start, is it? Which means it's broken in the hole I'm trying to make. Personally, I would just use a nail pusher. Let me see if I can do that. Got a nail pusher at the back here. Yeah, the trouble is with a nail pusher is that's one deadeye in place. I think I'm better off not drilling a hole, just and the next one is also another one of these. So I make sure that the deadeye can still rotate inside the ring. Bend it backwards a bit, and then bend this forward. So now without the benefit of a guide hole, we're going to try and put a nail in. Maybe I can still mark it with this. See that some of these are going to need touching up on their paint jobs. You always find a way of doing things, whether it's right or wrong is open to interpretation. But as I've said before, there is no right way to model or wrong way to model, there's only your way. So I shall do these two and then I shall carry on, and I'll come back to you when I've got something to show you. You can see I've got the shakes, trying to get the nail to the hole. There's one shake. go, there's 2 dead eyes in position. Only got another 94 to position of this set anyway. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, I'll come back to you in a little while. Okay guys, that's the front row done. I had to find a way of putting these in, but I did. 2 of the little dead eyes managed to pop out the brackets, so I had to put them back in. Nice and straight. You can see which ones came out. You can see I'll have to do a little bit of touching up with the black paint. That's not a problem. So this gets a capping strip put on it. Once that capping strip's on, if any of the dead eyes come up, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll cross that bridge if and when I come to it. So that's going to be repeated on the middle strake and the back strake. Not repeated, but this not the sequences either. The sequences are all different. So these are A's, these are D's, these are C's at the end. I haven't put any B's in yet. I guess they come later on. Okay, see you in a few seconds. Right guys, I'll try and keep my finger out of the lens this time. See with the capping strip, it's got to be trimmed off at the end and a little touch of paint put on. Same with this middle one. The back one hasn't been done yet, I've only just got the dead eyes in the position. But let me show you, it's nearly 40 degrees in this shed, it's just too hot to work. So I'm going to call it a day there. If you like what I'm doing, feel free to like, share and subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll see a bell icon will come up. That's the notifications. If you click on that, you'll be notified every time there's a new video available on my channel, no matter what it's for. Now you can see I'm going to have to do some touching up of paint underneath. Some of the black needs to be touched up. It's amazing how it just drops off that brass. And so far I've had to put 3 little rings back, so I had to sew the 3 rings back on, so it's not too bad from all of those. And the toughest bit was back here, where the wood decided it wasn't thick enough to hold a nail, so decided to split, so I had to do a little repair job there. Hence the whitish pigmentation to the paint. That will be touched up with red. Okay, I shall see you on the next one when we'll do the port side and we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, see you later.